Good morning, guys. Today is a half day, so we have shorter classes, and I thought this would be a really good chance for us to do some makeup work. I have quite a few missing assignments for some people in my grade book. I know there were some days where people might have been absent from in-person school or weren't able to attend online, and missed assignments that are counting as a grade. So before we have a whole bunch of grades and we feel overwhelmed with how much work we're missing, we're going to have a chance to start making up some work and at least get an idea of what we still owe, so that if we have multiple assignments we're missing, we can maybe get one or two done today and then get the rest done as we work throughout the next week and whenever you have some free time. So what you're going to do today is click on the slide that is in your instructions for your assignment today. You've already clicked on the video, which is why you're here watching this. And then if you go underneath that video or next to it, there should be a slide that says today's date, missing work, and your advisory or your class that matches up with your science Google Classroom. Once you do that, you're going to see a slide that looks kind of like this. And when you're in that slide, you'll see a very disappointed Mr. Summers on the right side. And then you'll see a list of names for each of these 4 assignments that I already have grades for. Yesterday's exit ticket in Illuminate, last week's exit ticket in a Google form, your written argument for Module 2 about the rocks from the Rocky Mountains and the Great Plains, and then an exit ticket from about a week and a half ago. You'll see a whole bunch of names, and what you're going to do first is see if your name is on here somewhere. So if I am Ronald McDonald, I am looking for my name, and oh, look at that, I found it, and it turns out that I did not turn in last Thursday's exit ticket, which was in Google Forms for that lesson on Thursday, the 29th. So the next thing I'm going to do is think, was I here and did I do that lesson? You might want to double check and just make sure by clicking on this link up here if you actually did that lesson. If you start to do it and you're like, wait, I was in school this day, maybe I just didn't turn it in, then you have another step to do. But for most of these, it's especially if you're in person, it is that maybe you missed class that day or you weren't in school in person. So if you click on the date at the very top, that will take you to the full lesson. And you'll actually have all of the instructions and everything you need for the entire lesson. It's really hard to take an exit ticket if you didn't do that lesson. So make sure that if you did not complete the lesson, you do that first. As you see, when I clicked on Thursday, 10:29 at the top, it took me to this lesson, and I can start my Nearpod from the beginning. If you know that you were here and you just did not turn in the work, then this link right here is your link to the actual assignment. So for example, I started doing that Nearpod and I'm like, wait, I was in school that day. I know all of this. We already did it together. Then I would just click on that link. And what that's going to do is actually take you to just the assignment itself. So in this case, it'll take you to the Google form where you need to answer those questions and hit submit. However, if you did not actually do the lesson, definitely make sure that you click on the date at the top first, or where it says written argument, in order to get that entire lesson and the instructions for that day so you know what to do. If you did not click on, or if you have the Illuminate exit ticket from yesterday, make sure that it's finished and submitted. If your name is on that list and you're like, wait, I know I started that, or I know I did that, it might be that you just didn't submit it or that you did not actually finish it after you started it yesterday. So if you have your name in more than one place, like Billy Bob here is missing Thursday 10:29 exit ticket and his written argument, what you're going to want to make sure you do is pick one, start it, and try and get at least one done today. If you can get one done during class today or right after class, whenever you have time, even today might be a good choice. Go ahead and start the next one and see if you can catch up on all of your work. If you've been in class and you just haven't been turning the work in, then that'll be pretty quick. If not, you might want to use like your half day today, or use maybe some time where you finish up early for another class, or even on the weekend, to make sure that you catch up on all of these grades so that you don't start falling behind before we have a whole bunch more assignments in our grade book. So that is all you have for today. If you are all done and you are an online person and you don't owe yourself any work, Mr. Love will either have something for you to do, or you might have a little bit of time back to yourself for completing all of that work, or maybe something you can work on in another class. If you're an in-person learner and you do not see your name on any of these lists, then I will give you an assignment to do or something to work on while we're in class together. All right, tomorrow we'll continue with our lessons about the Mesosaurus fossils and about our moving plates and how they are related to earthquakes, and what exactly is happening at those plate boundaries. For today, we're going to make sure that we are able to work through some missing assignment and make sure we have the highest possible grade we can for science class. All right. You can go ahead and get started on that, and I will see you